Hello, good afternoon. This is Sharon from Everything Beautiful. So, I want to have a little talk with you. If you notice in my video, the one with the skirt, no pattern, the one with the skirt, there are little bloopers in there. I am sorry. First, I must say I edit my videos myself. My videos are very raw. Um, uh, it's very challenging also. It's brain draining at times, and sometimes I don't even want to pick up the camera. But when I remember I have my loyal fans, I try to, and someone might ask me to do something and I do it, and then I just get, oops, I just get the energy again to start, videoing. So I'm sorry about those. What I'd like you to do is to please like and share the videos, and I hope that you're also enjoying the videos, and tell me what you want to see, and also how long you think I should make the videos, because those I did today were between 6 and 7 minutes. I don't want to have them too long unless I have to. So please let me know, and thank you for watching, and let's go on to the other one, making another video. So this tutorial is going to be about making a blouse freehand. I actually did this yesterday, but what happened is that I accidentally deleted it, and so I have to do it all over again today. Okay, so today I'll be showing you to make a simple blouse without pattern, and as I said in the skirt, this was how my mother sewed, and our clothes were very neat. They were perfect, and she never went to sewing school. I'm always helping her to do handwork, and even though this wasn't my first love, I wanted to be a nurse or a policewoman, but somehow that did not happen, and I end up bouncing back on my hobbies. Okay, so I really enjoy doing these videos. So first, as I said, if your fabric is wide enough, 60 inches, you're going to cut back and front together. You won't be really making a pattern. First thing you want to do, know your bust measurement, your waist measurement, your hip measurement, your shoulder measurement. For the bust, the waist, and the hip, you want to divide those in 4, and you'll be working on a quarter of the measurement. Okay, so you always divide those 3 into 4. Those 3 areas, the bust, the waist, and the hip, into 4. Okay, and for the shoulder, you would divide that in 2, and for the apex, which is the bust to bust, that's the apex, that's going to determine where you place your dart on the garment, and yeah, where you place your dart, sorry, on the garment. So first I mark the neck. Okay, so it is 1 inch down. All right, from the fabric was right along here, so I measured 1 inch down, and I'm using 3 inches for my neckline. Now that's the standard, but we all know that some people neckline is much wider than that. It all depends on your size. And from this center back here, I have the center back here, I have the front here because it's an open front blouse, and I have the allowance here, and this is for the buttons. So I'm going to mark off my shoulder, which is 16, and I mark that. And for the shoulder slope, remember shoulder slope, you're going to come down 1.5 inch. Okay, and that will give you your armhole. So the next step is to find how much is your bust measurement. So whatever your bust is, you're going to divide it in 4, as I said. So I'm using 24 for my bust, and that is 6 inches. All right, this also will be my guide from the top here to where my armhole is going to be. All right, so that's right in there is the armhole curve. All right, so this is my bust line. All right, and from the highest part of the shoulder, again, is the length of my blouse, and I will be using 16 inches, and that 16 inches also helped me to decide where my bust line is going to be. So the half of that, if it is 16 inches, is the length of your blouse, and the length of your blouse is from the highest part of your neck to your waist. And please, your waist is at your navel, not below your navel, at your navel or a little bit above your navel. If you want your garment to fit correctly, you have to put it there. If you're wearing a skirt or a pants and you want to pull it below your navel, fine. But if you're making a jacket or a dress, you have to keep the waistline where it ought to be, or else it's going to be baggy around that area, and it's not going to be fitting well. All right, so we know now that from the highest part of the neck to the waist is the length of your blouse, and that is going to be 16 inches. So that all half of that gives me my bust line. So this is my waist, and I'm using 20 for my waist, so half of it is going to be 5 inches, and then I'm going to add my dart, which is 1 inch, and it's going to be right there. Now I'm going to be coming down 2 inches from my bust line, and this will give me my where my dart really starts. Okay, so this is my dart line, and as you know, my apex from bust to bust, my bust nipple to bust nipple, is 8 inches, and so I'll be using half, which is 4, and I'll be doing that on the waist just the same. All right, so I mark that out, and I mark this. Okay, and I have that there. Next step is to find the hip. So the hip is 7 inches from the waist, and as I explained in the skirt before, that for some people it's more than that. So from the waist down to the hip is 7 inches, and you're going to mark that. What am I using for my hip measurement? Say for instance I'm using 28 inches, and so a quarter of that will be 7 inches, and I have it marked there. You will then extend the waistline down to the hip. All right, and that's how you make your blouse. And for the dart, you will continue the same 4 inches for the apex on the dart line, and then the waistline is the same on the hip line. All right, that will give you, and then you will make your straight line here, and then you will shape your dart and shape your dart, and this is freehand. Some people rather do it this way. All right, so that is how we make our pattern, and then I cut, and I have my 1 inch allowance here. At the side here, I like to go up a little ½ inch because we are really curved, we are not this straight. And at the end here, we also go up a little ½ inch. It does allow the garment to fit better, and it's not sticking out. Did my mother know about this? No, she didn't know about it. Did our garments fit well? Perfectly well. Okay, so we will just do that because we know better, so we do it. All right, so we will pin, okay, the center of all our darts, and we will mark them, you know, wherever. You have to do this before you start working on the garment, because you might just miss where the center of the dart is, and you do it on all 4 sides. Okay, yes, so the length of your dart, okay, and it varies also, it depends on the height of the person, is 4 inches from the waistline. So here is the waistline, so you would come 4 inches down for the dart, which would mean that it would stop right here. Okay, and from the waist down to the hip line is 7 inches. So you want to make the dart 4.5 inches. Okay, it all depends on the height of the person. Okay, So sorry about that. It was just a little honest mistake.